Hey guys, back with another Maplestory video here. This time, finally hit Necro on the Erel weapon, so I'm going to test out some DPS here. Third day of maxing out trade station for mythic fodder, so I was probably in the high 20s, 30-ish attempt range, but finally got it done, was able to build it up the way I wanted to, at least to do content, and I was able to max nodes up to a certain point, max the main skills that are affected by, I guess, reduced cooldown. There's the stats right there. So mainly focusing on EXP, but was able to get the trios, the perfect trios, only level 50 though. Hopefully with more levels, I'll be able to unlock more slots and things like that and get more DPS slowly. But you'll kind of see here that the burst is pretty good, but you can see the lines right there are not hitting very hard. 9 mil lines, which is pretty surprising. I think my stats are around 27k physical attack. Gameplay Erel, you saw the burst is insane. It's very similar to Paladins, where they have a Divine Echo, which is sort of doubling all your lines, and also a huge burst, which was that big kind of initial skill that I'm gonna die right here. Kind of misplayed, I think, but they have a huge burst, which is a nice kind of cooldown as well. Yeah, this is not. You can you can tell it's been a while since I actually had to try on Hard Magnus, and I thought I could have bursted it down there, and just got in a weird position. But for the most part, Erel, it plays pretty similar to Paladin, where it's kind of a one set preset with their main burst. But I'm surprised that it doesn't hit harder than it does. This is full buff too. Now, it's not like I have max stats or anything like that, so it's not surprising, which is fun. Kind of exciting to see kind of it grow, hit harder, more cap. But you can see I'm only hitting 9 mil lines. This is not even close. My cap is in the 20s, you know? So exciting to see even the DPS is pretty good with not even close to hitting cap. So a lot of room to grow there, but solo arc was the real test. Wanted to see how it played out. And the main thing is how you'll see really how arrows shine and where they sort of struggle in this run by itself. So burst, solid, right? Insane. Really good there. Able to use an iframe there. So one iframe is 8 seconds long, 60-second duration. So kind of a little bit of I kind of relate it to Dark Sight, but not really, just slightly different. But then you can rotate through Impenetrable Skin, which is another iframe. They have a stun skill, that's an iframe as well. So they have options, and their burst is an iframe. So people say that there's 4 iframes. It's a little misleading in my opinion, but nonetheless, you have 4 skills that can be immune in some sort of way that you can rotate through. So right there, I use Impenetrable Skin for that shell. And you can see the burst is not bad, right? And it relates very similar to Paladin, how it has a big burst, but the burst is even better in my opinion than Paladin's, because they're non-clone lines for one, and it is 80 seconds duration at max level and 120 seconds off. So it's longer, stronger, and I don't think the peak burst is as high though. Like the 60-second line count isn't as high as Paladin's, but the drop off isn't as bad either. So pretty exciting to see. One of the downsides I found with the gameplay, just getting used to, is that their charge or their dash skill isn't really a charge. It's more of a blink. And so mobility really can only rely on double up jump and double jump to the side. There's no like instant button you can press to dash through things or dash away, which is why I had a little bit of a trouble delayed reaction in Hard Magnus. And here I'm sort of kiting a little bit more than I normally would. But so far so good. 2 minutes in, cooldowns are coming back up. For some reason, I'm not really sure why I'm not creating all those lines, but cooldowns are back up. Here I'm popping my burst, which again is iframe through DR. not creating all those lines. So it wasn't as powerful, but was able to, well, died right here. Sort of misplayed a few times right there. I think I'm gonna die again. Yeah. So like I said, a little bit getting used to where I can't just spam buttons and then use like a dash to get out of it, get out of range at the last seconds. I just had to play it a little bit differently. And that just comes with practice and reps. So not really something I'm worried about. It's just, it's not necessarily exactly like Dawn Wars, right? People compare it to Dawn Wars. Dawn Wars dashes what make it very, very strong. Erel's mobility isn't as good as that. But it's still very strong DPS wise. I think there's a lot of room to grow. It has a lot of final damage percent buffs too. And you can see even with only hitting, not even close to cap, similar to how in Hard Magnus, still was able to crank it down. Do good DPS. Again, with max trios, max nodes, that helps a lot with the ignore enemy defense smash 4. But 47 bill, first minute, peaks, pretty good. Pretty good. Here you'll see the bad analysis. So a lot more to come. I just wanted to showcase this a little bit, where I'm at, what the DPS looks like. I'll share more next week. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.